Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform, to become your spiritual server. And welcome to your daily reading for today, Tuesday, September 18th of 2018. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. And what do the cards and the astrology say about today? Well, for the cards, as you can see, we do have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, and these are endorsed by the Sacred Geometry vibrational card of empowerment. It's pretty interesting. Today really is a day about your empowerment. Today is really a day about standing on your own truth. And it's very interesting because let's look at this. We do have, astrologically, we do have the moon in Capricorn still, making a sextile over to Neptune at 14 degrees. It'll also conjunct Pluto at 18 degrees, and it makes a sextile over to Jupiter at 19 degrees as well. But the main transit of the day, I will have to say, is this Mars square Uranus. And this is really important here because Mars, which is now in Aquarius, still in shadow, Uranus, which is retrograde, these energies will be squaring each other at 1 degrees. Mars in Aquarius is all about looking towards the future, wanting to act probably impulsively, rebelliously, and to kind of go against the grain, but it is still in shadow period. So there are still actions that we're taking that are rather karmic, that we're having to tie up loose ends. And this interesting thing is that Uranus would rather be in Aquarius. Excuse me. But Uranus is in Taurus, so it's a little slowed down. So Mars is going to be wanting to move forward, act quickly, but this square to Uranus is going to be kind of telling him to slow down, to kind of consider things, to actually appreciate the day-to-day, smell the roses. But this is going to put a bit of strain, especially, considering this aspect that, with the sun being in Virgo still, finishing up in Virgo this week, this makes Aquarius the 6th house. So this is talking about your day-to-day reality, but it'll soon be shifting into Libra, which will make Aquarius the 5th house. So there's definitely this push that our heart is kind of having us wanting to act towards certain things and to move towards the future. But since the South Node is still here, there's a potential to where other people can be pushing us to act in certain ways. Other people may project what they think is best for us onto us. And we can even see this in the cards, right? We have the Seven of Wands, which really speaks to you standing your ground. People kind of coming against you, but you having to stand your ground, to stand on your truth. This is interesting because when I think of this, I think about a tree. Now, a tree, it has its own roots into the earth. It has its own root to the earth star chakra, to the earth star, to the core of the earth, to Gaia. And trees only really lean on each other if they fall down. And that just makes sense because there are a lot of trees that could be around each other. But a tree still has its own rooted system. And that's kind of what it is today, where you have to recognize that you can stand your ground and you can really stand on your truth. But combined with the Nine of Pentacles, this is even further cementing the fact that you are your own truth. You are your own cosmos. I'm going to go as far to say is that you are God incarnate in this earth. But what happens is that a lot of times we will outsource our power. We will outsource we'll outsource that power to other people. And it's interesting because we have the card of empowerment backing this up, which I honestly don't have the card with me, so I can't read the vibration because I'm not in my normal place of recording, but it doesn't matter. What do you think about when you think about empowerment? When someone is empowered, they don't really need any outside motivation. They don't need any outside inspiration to get going. And, with Mars in Aquarius, this is definitely dealing with a lot of the outside forces, the outside, the external trying to force us to act in certain ways. But with Uranus and Taurus, which Taurus can be very much so an independent sign, and with Uranus being a rather independent energy, even though Uranus prefers not to be in Taurus, this is interesting because this is really asking us to really recognize our foundation and to stand on that truth. But we can also, let's take a look at that moon in Capricorn, right? The moon doesn't like to be in Capricorn, mind you. But today, it will be making the sextile over to Neptune, which this is speaking about not compromising our dreams, but also looking towards the future and how can we actually bring these dreams into reality instead of having them stay within the dream world. But then it's going to conjunct Pluto retrograde and sextile Jupiter at the same time, which this can be saying that yes, there are certain structures and foundations within our life that could certainly be collapsing, absolutely. But with Jupiter and Scorpio, it's saying that we can create a new kind of power structure, that actually creates more sustainability, that creates more abundance, has more of a reflection of that deep sense, that deep purity, the deep core of our spiritual truth, that we can actually build from this space and create a new power source. Today is really a day where you recognize your own power. Today is a day where really you don't have to seek outside of yourself for the answers. You do not have to seek outside of yourself for the truth. You can stand in your own truth. You can stand confidently on what you believe to be true, and of course take the necessary actions to back up that belief, because you can't just believe in something and then not act on it. That's the other issue here, is that beliefs are very strong, but if you don't act on it, and if you don't act on it in integrity, because we have to think about this whole Capricorn energy right now, it's about integrity. Saturn here, Pluto here, Mars having just left here. This is about reestablishing our spiritual integrity. And how can we build? How can we move forward? How can we climb this mountain? How will we climb this mountain? Because, life has ups and downs. Life is full of ups and downs and challenges. And you will fall down. But there's nothing wrong with that. You can rise by falling. Believe it or not. You can rise by falling. So today is a day, like I said, where you stand on your own truth. If other people try to come at you and try to project what they believe is best for you onto you, I wouldn't say just completely neglect what they say, but I would say take it with a grain of salt. I would say not to just completely adopt what other people might say is best for you. Consider things, show compassion for these individuals, but also know thyself. That's probably actually the theme for today. Know thyself. Know thyself, know thy power, and you'll be gravy today. That is it for your reading today. A little bit shorter than usual, but I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please, before I get to that, I'm sorry. The numbers for the cards that add up, they actually add up to the number 6. I almost forgot about this part. The numbers add up to a number 6. With 6 is about balance, harmony, it's about keeping the peace, which is interesting because this is actually going to bring about a bit of a contradiction to this whole energy of standing your ground and standing on your own truth, because some of you may compromise your truth for the sake of peace, for the sake of keeping other people happy. And there's nothing wrong necessarily with wanting other people to be happy, but they're only going to be as happy as you are in that moment, because your vibration will affect them. So if you are feeling peace within your vessel, if you are feeling peace and harmony within yourself primarily, then that's when you'll begin to see that peace radiate out into the world. And that's how you'll begin to really affect the change that you wish to see in the world. But it starts with you. Anyways, like I said, that is it for your reading today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to theaquarianadepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, Stan. Yahoo! Smile often.